So, Mr. Sarda, thank you for joining us, CEO of AirPrice. Uh, can you tell us a little bit about AirPrice, how the journey started?
Definitely. I'm also curious, is this going to be like
Again, it's a live podcast, but it's something that I will review and edit and maybe move on to the to YouTube channel. But
okay,
actually, the main reason why we're doing this podcast is to showcase your expertise and your involvement in the community and kind of
okay,
put yourself out there. Hopefully, we can both help each other, vice versa, in
okay.
terms of growth and making sure we put ourselves out there as well.
Sounds perfect.
All right. So the first question I have here is, again, before we start, I don't want to make it overly professional, but you
Yeah.
can tell me a little bit about like Air Price, when did you start it? How many employees do you have? And we can keep our, because when it comes to financials, you can let us know if you're like, are you doing over $2 million a year, or are you doing under $2 million a year? So these are key concepts that we would like to start with, and then after that, just once you answer that question, then we'll move into the next one.
Sounds perfect.
Sure,
So hey, thank you for having me.
sure.
So Chaitanya here, co-founder and CEO at AiPrise. Yeah, I think we started around 3 years ago at this point. So it's been a long journey. I quit Google, applied to Y Combinator with my co-founder Rushab, who is also ex-Meta. And I think we applied to YC in the compliance space. So what we are building is helping customers who are doing cross-border payments or let's say crypto payments, and helping them onboard their businesses compliantly and detecting fraud and risk in those. It's a very huge challenge today. Whenever we come across a customer, and most of them, if not all, are doing it manually. A fun stat is it takes faster to travel from Hong Kong to the US for money than to do the compliance itself. The compliance could take 3 days to maybe a 3 weeks sometimes to onboard a business, and then the money can move pretty fast. Um, so we are trying to revolutionize that. If in the 21st century, if money is moving in real time, so should compliance. We're a team of 22 experts. I think we're growing rapidly. There's a job board out there, so we're hiring for 4 new positions at the moment. So if you are looking for a job in the engineering space or the sales, please reach out, and we're happy to like give you a shot. Um, and in terms of the revenue itself, I think we're doing north of 2 million at this point, and pretty happy with the growth.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. So, which leads to our next question is that GovCon and growth space, right? So I wanted to know a little bit about, AirPrice plays, in a highly regulated and complex environment, right? So what unique challenges did you face breaking into the GovCon? Do you do any type of, I would say local government work, or right now you're just doing private?
So I'm actually, what do you mean by GovCon? So we haven't broken into any GovCon yet.
Okay.
Yes,
So your potential clients are,
large enterprises,
okay, large enterprises that are looking to break into crypto or that are doing some form of crypto transactions.
some sort of payments.
Payments.
Those payments could be US dollar or crypto. Mostly we are seeing US dollars at the moment.
Okay, so I guess you would consider yourself a startup because you're in your 30 years. So many startup they struggle with sustainable scaling, right? So what
Yeah.
has been your approach to growth without burning out your team or overextending resources?
So I would say there's two important things that we focus on.
Sure.
Do not build it until the customer is crying for it. So every single feature on the platform has been built because a customer really cared about that feature, and then we had to build it. Um, we believe that if you build a product which is 10x better, the customers will come even though you will have 20 other shortcomings. And that has actually been the case for us. Even for large customers, we we solve their biggest pain point, which is onboarding taking from 3 days to 3 minutes. If they saw that benefit and it's improving their top line, they would come to AI price. So we're very focused on what we build. We're very nimble in our approach, so we don't have like a huge team. And we are very also thought through on the new features we add on the product. Um, also, as a startup, our philosophy is that build a few things, but build them right instead of building everything, but just build them in whatever fashion you have.
Right. So I know you said you have about 23 staff, and I know you're looking for four people. Would you say that are you US based right now, or are you spread around across different regions
So I think we are US based. I think I would say US is our home, but we are also across the world.
across the
The reason is because our customers are cross-border payment companies and they're headquartered in usually Singapore, UK, or New York. So there are three hotbeds for cross-border payment companies, and we are in all these three geographies.
Okay, so I just wanted to make things a little bit more consolidated for our audience. So when you say you specialize in enterprise payment systems, are you talking about for all industries, or can you give me some idea about what industries are your clients, or what, I know you say large enterprise, but what industries?
Financial institutions, particularly.
Okay.
So like think about let's say a company like let's say Wise or Remitly, who help you move money from place A to place B. Or a company like let's say Stripe, who would also help its merchants move money or get paid. Those are ideal fits for us. Anybody who is onboarding is very complex, involves multi-step, we are a right fit.
Okay, great, great. And can you elaborate on how AI or automation have played a role in your operations or in your services that you deliver right now?
Yeah, it's been game changing, I would say. So the efficiency of a compliance officer has become, if not 2x, at least like 50% more. So we have a product called as Compliance Copilot. What it does is, so far, compliance officers would have to go through long documents, 50-page long, just figuring out, okay, what's the business doing? Who are the UBOs or owners of the business? Does it actually say any fraud things or any risky things on their documents? So all of those has been taken away from the compliance manual workflows into automations. The compliance officers are now focused on decision making rather than manually screening through large documents. Another key area is website analysis. Like so far, if you want to onboard a customer, you have to make sure that their website actually is right and they are selling the right things. If you cannot onboard a merchant who is doing fake iPhones or let's say gambling or something else, those are high risk businesses. So imagine onboarding hundreds of customers every day and having to go to their website, manually verifying all of the details. Now enter AI. It can do it in 30 seconds with a complete report on the website and notify you like this is good to go. Don't worry about it. So I would say instead of 100 verifications being done manually on a daily basis, you take a look at two or three maybe flagged by AI. That's like an efficiency gain of like 50x.
Great, awesome. So as the CEO of AirPrice, where do you feel like the company is heading towards, let's say in the next 12 months? What is your vision there? Where would you like to be?
So like the vision is pretty simple. if if money is moving in real time, so should compliance. I mean, we are very early in our growth, I would say. There's a lot to be done. So the next 12 months focus is become the most seamless onboarding experience and onboarding platform for the financial institutions. Reach out to them, build with them, deploy at scale. Um, and finally, I'm also expecting that our compliance co-pilot takes more work from the manual effort that our officers are doing and help them in decision making to make their organizations nimble and fast moving.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. And if there are, I would say, maybe you can give me about maybe one or two successes that you have acquired so far, being the CEO of AirPrice, and two, I would say, what is a heavy lifting or an opportunity that you currently have right now that you need to that you're working on solving as a CEO?
Perfect. I think to answer your first question,
Sure.
the big wins that we had, which was very early on, is a public company called the D Local in the US.
Okay.
They trusted us with their onboarding process, um, and we have been like proven to be game changing for their compliance. So that's one of the biggest wins of AI Prize. And post that, there has been a surge in stablecoin companies. And we have been able to get a lot of those onto the AI price platform in a very short period of time. So those two I would call as the biggest successes so far. Um, and where my vision is and where we think AI price can do more, I think that is the verification of businesses across the world. Right now, if you think about it, US verification, yeah, that's possible. You can get data. There are good registries. But how would you verify a business in, let's say, Hong Kong or in Australia? Um, because as world becomes more divergent in terms of right now, the trade is happening between China and the US. In the future, it's not going to be just this one corridor. It's going to be Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, India, and you need to verify your suppliers in these countries, make payments to them. So you would need something like AI price to actually verify that the person you are paying to in these countries is actually a legitimate person, is a legitimate business by law, and you are not paying someone who is a sanctioned entity in those countries. So as the world becomes more divergent in terms of their supply chain, AI price becomes more and more relevant.
Great. So it seems like you have an audience, you have a global audience that you're targeting. So how are you how are you handling the world right now? Do you think you have enough marketing? How is all that area moving on for you?
Yeah, I mean, initially we are targeting the select companies where we think we can help them directly. Um, I think 30% of our pipeline in the sales is actually inbound. Customers have heard about us, customers have seen us somewhere, and they want to learn about us. So inbound is bigger. In terms of outbound, we are focused on a very few set of companies, like this is our target market, let's go after them. Um, in terms of me coping up, I do feel like I think uh, I have meetings in the night, in the morning. I'm working Singapore time zone. I'm working Australia time zone sometimes. I'm working US time zone, obviously. So yeah, it's been fun. I would say didn't expect it when I started, but I'm happy it ended. It's like coming around this way.
Awesome, awesome, great, great. So I want to thank you for coming on board and let us know a lot about Air Price and everything that you have going. And where can our audience find you in terms of, I know you talked about it, you have some job openings or maybe your website. So can they go to where do customers or potential client need to go to get more information?
Perfect. check out our LinkedIn page at AiPrise. It has all the job postings. And I'm always available at LinkedIn. So just search Chaitanya Sarda and just send me a request. I'll happy to connect with you.
Great, great, great. Well, on behalf of Sync Consulting LLC and Growth Partner AI Growth Partner Solutions, want to thank you for coming on board. Uh, this is not the end of our conversation. It's just the beginning. So I will definitely reach out and follow up with you via email into hopefully some potential of next steps that we can do. But in the meantime, we really appreciate this. Thank you for showcase your business and everything you're doing in the community. So I just wanted to reiterate again, you are not targeting any type of local or government institution, but you have a client who is a public company, right? So more like
Correct.
they have stocks and trading and stuff like that. Is that correct?
Correct.
So your ideal clients is still focused and that will not change. You're pretty much set with the financial industry,
Yes.
helping those type of people, large enterprises. So what do you consider large enterprise? Is it uh maybe $1 million or more, or 5 million or 10 million? What would you consider your ideal client's revenue?
Series D or above in terms of funding. So those are ideal fits for us.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So, again, thank you for coming. You'll definitely get a follow-up email from me, and hopefully we keep in touch and we get to
Perfect.
do more stuff in the future.
Thank you, Donald. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. All right.
You
Bye.
have a good- Bye.